Hello, good afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Can you turn that back down, thanks? My name is Kelly Raymond with Pathway Hypnotherapy and Intuitive Counseling, LLC. I'm here today to give an introduction, even though many of you who follow me know that I'm writing a book. But I haven't really talked much about it other than kind of mentioning it in passing as I give some of my videos. But I've been given the message that I need to start talking about it, giving it an introduction as it prepares itself to come out. So that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing today. Actually, I'm going to be sort of channeling some of this message through because I don't even know exactly what I'm going to say. This book has been channeled as a spiritual book. It's been channeled 100%. And the name of the book is The Irreverent Messenger. It's called The Irreverent Messenger, 7 Universal Truths. And for those of you who aren't aware, I'm a psychic medium as well as a clinical hypnotherapist. I have 2 ends of my business. And I've been an intuitive for more than 25 years. I'm self-taught. Actually, I started out as a channel and got away from it for a very, very long time until I started up my private practice. And in working with some of my hypnotherapy students, came back to it. And all things happen in perfect order. And the reason why I guess I've come back to it is because this book was meant to be birthed through me. So hence, this is what we're doing. So I want to talk a bit about it, give you some context about it. With everything in me, I know that this book is meant to be of service to many, many of us who are on a spiritual journey of discovery, of growth, personal and spiritual growth. And that's what this book does. That's what it offers. It's been so fun to write because I don't have to do the work. All I do is sit down at my computer and it just comes through me. I put me aside and the message comes through. So never sit down and have a day of writer's block. And when I first started this process in my meditation, they gave me a promise. They said, anytime that you don't allow your life to become too distracting and you sit down and give this book space, will show up. And they have. And they do. They continue to. So it's pretty cool. 7 Universal Truths. If many of you are familiar with the book Conversations with God, it's in the same vein as that genre of book. That book, still to this day, I can read it and pluck out something new about it that I can learn from. And I'm hoping that my book will be that for others, because that as it offers me. Conversations with God by Neale Donald Walsh. It changed my life. It was a book in which he, in a moment of anger, sat down to write a letter to God. And then he began to hear responses, and writing those responses down, the book came into fruition. So it's a dialogue. It's a dialogue between him and God. And those of us who have been brought up through traditional religion, I know that that seems a little bit blasphemous to hear. And, but it's not for many reasons. But, you know, we've been through the process of traditional religion disempowered a lot. We've been taught that there is a buffer. There needs to be a buffer, or there is not direct access between us and source energy, which is also another reference to God. It's not true. The basic message of my book, The Irreverent Messenger, 7 Universal Truths, is that we are all God in human form. We are all a reflection of source energy, all of us. And in knowing that, for us to step into that power. That message has come through many of my videos, and that's why, because I've been writing this damn book. It's in my ethers. So that's why. So some of this will be repetitive for those of you who work with me or those of you who follow some of my videos, but it's the truth. And let me also say, Neale Donald Walsh, who's had dialogues with God, me, who is channeling this book through the spiritual realm, we're not necessarily special. What we are is open. What we are is willing to go inside for some truths and some insights. And when you do, in that space of quiet and stillness, you have a connection with God. So my book is that of a message to many, many of those who are in search. My book will not be for everybody. I know that. The reason why it's called The Irreverent Messenger is because I am all of that. Irreverent is hell. Those who are tied to a belief system of traditional religion will find my book rather offensive, and my hair will be blown back. And I am so teed up for that journey as well, because I'm the one to do it. Because I stand in my truth. I stand in my truth of what I know spiritually. And I am all about self-empowerment, helping everyone to reconnect with their soul purpose, why we all came here, because we all came here for a reason. And so many of us are just lost. We're just lost, looking for answers. And the answers is not necessarily going to be, coming from the person next to you, mother, father. It's just not, because no one can tell you your truth. All your answers are within. And so in learning that, we're going to have better success as far as living out our life according to the plan that we designed for it in a more helpful, healthy, fulfilled way, and peacefully, just peacefully. My book talks about a lot of different things. The 7 Universal Truths covers anything from unconditional love is the answer to all things, which is one of them. That everything we need, we already possess. That we are all reflections of source energy of God. We are God in human form. My book talks about learning how to step out of your ego, because ego is the biggest detriment to our happiness. It eclipses us. It eclipses our vision from the universal truth that unconditional love is the answer to all things. We're so in our head about what we should be doing or what so-and-so should be, how they should be treating us, that it really does pinch us off to our greatest experiences. My book talks about sex. One of my favorite subjects, I must say. Some of those concepts will be a bit risque. Yeah, risque. My daughter's here next to me, typing away. She's a writer too. It talks about a lot of different things. So I just wanted to take some time today to make its introduction and read an excerpt from it, if I may. And, anyone who cares to leave a comment about what it is, how they received this message, if they gained anything from it, that would be appreciated. It really would be, because I would like to get some feedback from what it is that that's coming through. Universal truth, the answer to everything is unconditional love. And let us continue this conversation of the topic that holds so much interest for many of you. As we've stated so many times through so many messengers, this is spirit talking to me. They refer to themselves as we. Love is the answer to all things. Love is source energy in totality. There's no deviation from that. And since you are all source energy in human form, When it's in total alignment with Source, you are connected to that knowing. It's in your departure from Source that you allow other thoughts in and separate yourself from your Source alignment. When you place your focus on the human conditions that surround you, you misalign with your Source energy. We will spend a great deal of time and effort on this topic because it's called for in order for you to understand why it is that you are not receiving what you desire where your love relationships are concerned. First, in understanding how your love relationships can improve, whether they are familial, friendships, or intimate ones with a love interest or partner, you must first understand you are whole and independent of them. You're complete, whole, worthy on your own. You must first find happiness within yourself before you can begin to be happy within any relationship. You must first find what you're seeking within yourself in order to receive it. And experiencing it within yourself, you will receive it. And experiencing it within your God connection, you are in perfect space to experience it within your relationships. It is in the space where you are not needing anything from another person because you are self-sufficient on your own. In your alignment with Source, you're connected with unconditional love for yourself and therefore can offer it to others. It's in this space that you are not reliant upon another to act in any certain way that will dictate your emotions and how you are left to feel about yourself. In this space, you are more likely to forgive others and their transgressions because you are languishing in a space of unyielding forgiveness and know it is a reflection upon where they are in their journey, and what they do really has nothing to do with you. It is reflective of how they feel about themselves. Oof, that's profound. What they do and what they say, their actions, are nothing more than a mirror reflection of their alignment or misalignment with the Source energy within them, where they have placed their focus and where they have placed their attention. You are not meant to define your worth based upon how anyone else has chosen to interact with you. This is a key point that you should spend some time absorbing as a concept. The more you understand this, the less you will be affected and impacted by it. It's the beginnings of allowing you to disconnect with the belief system that has separated you from experiencing all you can in your relationships. In understanding this concept better, you can begin to understand that you have far more power to manifest the relationships that you desire by not giving your power away, which so many of us do. By gauging your emotions and self-worth on the actions of others essentially gives your power away. Everyone is on their own journey and will never be in a position to fully know, to fully understand what you need in order to be happy. It sets yourself up basically for failure to receive what it is that you truly desire. They will never be able to look at your life from the same lens as yours. It simply can't happen because they have not shared in the same experiences that have made up the whole of who you are. Additionally, they don't have the same gifts and abilities as you. Therefore, coupled together without your same vision, your same abilities, how well does it serve you to hinge your happiness on another that will never see life the same as you do? It's because they were never meant to. They weren't supposed to. Happiness is an individual journey and different for everyone. What makes one person happy may not be what makes another person happy. So it's incumbent upon you and you alone to discover what that is. In that space of navigating that journey, connecting with your God sense and alignment and unconditional love, that's when you can show up and offer the best of yourself within any relationship. In that centered connection with God, you can experience the most profound, fulfilled, intimate experiences. In this space, your souls can dance together. In this space, you can experience the most profound sexual experiences in which your souls are in communion with one another. It is in this space that as you feel and experience your sexual relationships, it pales in comparison to what you can. Let me try that again. It is in the space that as you feel and experience your sexual relationships, it pales in comparison to what you can experience when two aligned, God-connected souls commune with one another. It is transcendent. It's literally an out-of-body experience because you are no longer experiencing it from a place of ego or being in your head. It transforms the experience from that of performance to that of a pure experience of being in the present moment and feeling one another at a whole new level that will take you far beyond the physical and into the spiritual realm. It is the closest you will ever be to experiencing the full wonder of God in those moments. That's because you have entered into an experience with a collective intention, which is far more powerful than any one individual one. It is also in your sexual experience that you can experience the universal truth that we are all connected. Unconditional love. First of all, I'm hoping that connects with someone, but I think I pulled that out because of life in general right now for me. But I'm learning that lesson of unconditional love, whether it's just getting ready for this Facebook Live video and my children just trying to come at me in 101 different ways and me choosing to not get stressed and just love them because they're funny. That's unconditional love. But seriously, unconditional love is it just feels better. It goes hand in hand with forgiveness. You don't have to agree with what crappy things someone does to us. They do it because, like the excerpt said, they're just feeling less evolved on the inside. They're disconnected from their God sense. But just think about it. When you respond from a place of a response, an emotional response that's less than unconditional love, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, and I've had those experiences recently with some of my closest loved ones, and it just doesn't feel good. So I'm actually grateful to have those uncomfortable exchanges recently because it's really taught me the harsh lesson that it's not productive. Anger is not productive. Ego is not productive. It doesn't feel good, but unconditional love does. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about that excerpt today. What did you think about that, Maya? Did you take anything away from the excerpt?
Apparently I'm a pain.
She says apparently she's a pain. She's not. But I want to see if I can just talk about some of the, I hope that didn't just completely eclipse my camera. But what I want to do is I want to talk about some of the different other chapters that are going to come up. Let's see if I can pull it up. I think I can. I think I can. Oh, that's my Zoom. Oh, here it is. Okay, so let me put it aside. Okay, let's talk about some of those truths. 7 ones. Well, let's just go through my table of contents. Talk about traditional religion. Talk about alignment with the divine. Talk about soul purpose, because many people don't even give it much thought to that, much less know what it is. Judgment, ego, our greatest limitation, unconditional love, allowing, gratitude. Vibration is the key to attaining your desires, relationships, sex, clarity, intention, forgiveness. Universal truth number 1, you are God in human form. Universal truth number 2, love is the answer to all things. Universal truth number 3, we are all connected. Universal truth number 4, you are the sole creator of your life experience. I think that's the one I'll talk about next. Universal truth number 5, you are meant to receive everything that you desire in life. Universal truth number 6, allowing is the key to receiving. And universal truth number 7, there are no mistakes, only experiences and growth. We can't get it wrong. Isn't that nice to know that we can't get it wrong in the big scheme of things? That's all an assigned judgment. That's untrue. But think about it. God's unconditional and all loving. So if that's the case, How can we get it wrong? He doesn't make anything imperfect. So that means that we are all perfect. What makes us feel imperfect is our limiting thoughts. Indeed. So anyway, food for thought for today. I hope that that is interesting to you. I hope that that is giving you a little pearl to think about. I'm hoping that that makes you feel positive and lifts your vibration. I hope that that makes you feel empowered, because at the end of the day, this book is all about teaching you who you truly are and not who you've been told that you are, but who you are from a spiritual vantage point, the truth, the powerful creator that you are, the perfect being that you are, and releasing a lot of the limiting thoughts and attachments that we've taken on in order to live our life in a much better and more happy and fulfilled way. That's my intention. That's the introduction to my book. I hope you all have enjoyed it. Namaste. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful rest of the week.